Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. You are once again watching Astroteric TV. I'll be your one and only host, the Astro Guru, and it would not be Astroteric TV without the Gra. Now, here we are with a new topic for discussion. Topic being Soulmates and Twin Flames. I enjoy the topic, but I don't really like talking about it because in everyday life, a lot of people think soulmates and twin flames are the same, and they're similar, but not the same. So, another thing I don't like when people say same difference. No, if they have any difference, it's not the same. But I digress. Anyway, it's another topic because it can actually be explained. But anyway, now, a soulmate. Think of soulmates like if you had, like, say, a church, like a really big church, like World Changes big, or like Allen AME Cathedral in New York big. Say all of the, like, if you were a person, all your soulmates would be like the choir. You understand? So for every singer that's in the choir or the praise dancers, soulmates. Basically saying, like, when it comes to soulmates, a soulmate can be anyone. A soulmate could be your brother, your sister, your father, your mother, a friend. It varies, but it can be anybody though, which is why we also have so many of them, because a soulmate is really, okay, so it's safe to say by the amount of people that don't know themselves and are enamored with things outside of them that we learn about things outside of ourselves faster than we do ourselves. So what happens is a soulmate has studied enough people to know you, because their soul is just like yours. It's a mate for your soul, which means y'all are actually on the same accord. So if this is a positive person, your soulmate is another positive person. A soulmate will make you feel like you at home. Like you could just meet this person and basically it'll feel like they've been your friend for years on end. But that's just because y'all are soulmates. Y'all left space to come here. Y'all left the cosmos to come here pretty much, like on the same mission at the same time, or, just depending on what the age is. But the feeling, the emotion, and, what y'all may be appointed to do is the same. So, soulmate. So when you see people like Oprah Winfrey, and Gayle King, that's soulmate energy. Like, or let me see, there's not really too many people I can think of that I even want to, add into that. But Oprah and Gayle, that's soulmate energy. Now, your soulmate can be, the opposite sex, things like that. But a soulmate is someone who is supposed to come into your life and feel so comfortable, that you should feel so comfortable around them that they can help you become a better version of you, and you can help them become a better version of them. That's what soulmate energy is. So you and your soulmate are probably, even if y'all don't, like, say y'all don't ever date, if y'all have the opposite sex, she can tell you about her relationships, or he can tell you about his relationships. The other person can tell you about their relationships. Y'all feel at home. Y'all feel comfortable with each other. Y'all feel actually like this person will probably never do me wrong. That's your bestie. That's your bestie, Miss Westie. Like, you feel me? So That right there is soulmate energy. Once again, that can be your cousin, your aunt, uncle, father, brother, the person that you go to, you confide in when things are going awry for you, when you know the world doesn't seem like it's on your side, when you think the universe is, got something against you, the person that you go talk to. For the people that go to church, your church buddy. That person that you see every Sunday when y'all go to church, y'all might not talk all week long, but when y'all go to church, y'all gonna fill each other in. So, you're gonna let them know, like, man, what school is this? Oh, man, my dad, my mom, and, you don't feel bad explaining or expressing what may be going on in your life to them because they not gonna violate me. That's my soulmate. And even if they do, as a soulmate, y'all will find your way over the hump. Y'all will find your way to make it through. Because soulmates typically don't want to hurt each other. It's used as a seesaw of learning. So you always have somebody, whether they be close or, far away. That's why we have phones. So now, soulmates is actually the great, beautiful thing that what it sounds like. Now, on the other side, we have twin flame. Now, twin flame is, you only have one twin flame. And with the twin flame, it's more like a roll of the dice. Because you can hate your twin flame. You can love your twin flame, but what it genuinely is you're in the light, your twin flame is in the dark. And what you're trying to do is, once again, become the best versions of yourself. So the lighter person should bring the darker person more towards the middle, and the darker person should bring the lighter person more towards the middle. How does that happen? Well, although you may want to call it negativity, you have some people, like myself sometimes, who are extreme introverts and homebodies. Now, I can go outside and I can enjoy being around other people, complete strangers and things like that. It's just, I'm an introvert by nature. So I have to be nurtured into being cool, calm, and collected while around a room full of people. Now, my twin flame is an extrovert. My twin flame can go pretty much anywhere without a care in the world and thinks nobody's gonna harm her, nobody's gonna touch her, nothing can happen to her, which is a beautiful way to think. But to me, it seems a little reckless. To her, I seem a lot of boring. So what now happens is she can bring me out the house and I can help her take care of the house. So the house never takes a back seat to partying, and I don't gotta just become some old grump that never experiences life because they've gotten me out the house. So it now does this. The two of y'all go from both sides. It's not like this anymore. This is soulmate energy. This is twin flame energy. This is back and forth on both sides, encompassing all areas of life. So you and your twin flame will have some of the highest of highs, and as well as some of the lowest of lows. So your twin flame is that person probably where your twin flame is that person that no matter how toxic they are, you can't stop thinking about them. You want to be around them anyway, no matter what it is that they put you through. Some people are just not so bright, Yeah, some people are just not so bright. Some people have been escaping wisdom. So they're going through that because that's what they're manifesting for themselves. But if you know for a fact, I've been in 25 relationships and I've never had to be toxic with anyone. But here I go in this 26th relationship and you can't figure it out for the life of you because it's up, it's down, it's up, it's down. She hates you, she loves you. Sometimes there's, other mental health issues that people have. But mental health issue or not, it's probably still your twin flame. And you might have to find some way to help that person to actually, the thing is, some people need to take medication and things like that. Other people just need to be around the people that are meant for them. Because then when they get around what feels like, okay, a new level of comfort, or what feels not so anxious, and when they don't have so much anxiety and their nerves are not troubling them, they can breathe and be the best version of themselves. It's like living in survival mode. If you're living in survival mode all the time, you probably think that you got anxiety, depression. You probably have episodes where you might seem bipolar, schizophrenic even. Meanwhile, there may not be anything wrong with you. You just may be under duress in a certain environment. And some people never get to a good environment or a better environment. But when you're living on high alert all the time, you are in survival mode. That is panic. And believe me, I know. So, quick story about me and my twin flame. I'm kind of like an abused pet. As much as I may want to be loved and things like that, sometimes when people come in with the love, I lash out. Only because I don't know what it looks like. So it looks foreign. It's like, what are you doing? What's that? Why are you bringing that over here? I don't know what you're doing. And it feels so unfamiliar. The only way I can figure the feeling out is to remove myself and go back to who I was, so I could try to figure out what just happened to me. Why did that happen? Like, that never happened before. Or if it has happened before, why does this keep happening? What is wrong with me? I'm like, all these people trying to hurt me. It's like everybody can't be trying to hurt me. Not everybody. Even if there are people trying to hurt me, not everybody. So at some point, you gotta tell yourself, well, if this person is gonna hurt me, I'm just gonna let them hurt me. Oh well, because what's actually happening is you're so hurt that now you gotta put your mental in a calm state while your body is still in panic and survival. So you're controlling yourself through your mind. No matter how much you want to run from this situation, it's fight or flight, and you're feeling nothing but flight. Flight is what you've always done. This time you gotta fight. So you gotta sit there and you gotta just be there. There's no way escaping it. You gotta just be there. Don't leave the party early this time. Stay. Go to the after party. Now it's like, what? You outside? Man, what? Oh, he outside 4 or 5 in the morning. Oh man, it must be, the planets must be unaligned tonight. Things like that. But no, you just showed them a new version of you, but you had to work to get to it. And normally that can happen. It can happen rapidly when you've encountered your twin flame. But remember what I said. Your twin flame, it's an either or kind of thing. You and your twin flame can hate each other's guts and never connect. And you can also, fall in love and connect. But believe it or not, your twin flame is part of your journey, period. Like soulmates are part of your life's journey. So every lifetime, you will have different soulmates because y'all soul got y'all spark to come here. If it was 100,000 people, then you got 99,999 soulmates. You understand? So that just depends on whether you decide you want to, whatever your sexual preference may be. Whoever you decide that you like, there's going to be a number of amount of people on each side to accommodate you. Now, with twin flames, remember, that is you in the yin and them in the yang, getting y'all's spark, y'all's flame, y'all's ignition, the ignite, y'all getting that at the same exact time. So it's like good, bad, send them out. Good, bad, send them out. Good, bad, send them out. While all your soulmates is watching you and your twin flame get together. So you got 50,000 over here in the light, 50,000 in the dark. And feel me, God's just handing out flames. So y'all was soulmates before y'all even got the flame. Yeah, y'all was soulmates before y'all even got the flame. So now, here you are getting your spark. I mean, here you are getting your flame with your twin, and y'all come here, and then y'all gotta find each other. The thing is, your twin is going to be a part of your group every lifetime. Every lifetime. So, if your twin killed you in the last lifetime, what they're supposed to do this lifetime is redeem themselves and help you, because you don't want it to be imbalanced. You don't want your twin to be super down here and you up here, which is where the compelling feeling comes from. Like, that's where the compulsion comes from, to help them out no matter what they're going through, whichever one is down to whichever one is up. So, because you're trying to bring them to your level, because you need them to go back up. You need them to go back in the gates. Now, I came out the gates together, but if I go back to heaven's gates without my twin flame, they're looking like, why are you here? You need to go down there and rescue the other person that we sent you out there with. Whether that be this lifetime, next lifetime, the lifetime after that, things like that. So, you got your soulmate, you got your twin flame. Other than that, you just have free will, where you go and pick people like apples, thinking that you know better than the man upstairs. Your twin flame is who God may want you to be with. That's his will. That's God's will. Your twin flame. Now, if it becomes too painful, if your twin flame is just don't want to be with you, whether they're whether they're on the toxic side and you too boring for them, and oh no, I don't want to do this, or blah blah, no, I don't like you. They might just be too much in their dark, or they could be too much in their light and be judging, too judgmental of the toxic person. Like, oh no, I don't like the way you live your life. I heard you was running the streets and stuff like that. So they will never make the actual, they can't magnetize. They're repelling. Now, what also hinders soulmate and twin flame relationships, what either hinders or propels them, is the system of, all right, we have the law of attraction, but on the smallest level of attraction, we have like the elements, air, water, things like that. Air, water, fire, earth, wind. I mean, yeah, all right, you got it. Air, water, fire, earth. Now, those are the elements. Now, on the smallest level, we attract those. But as everyone knows, when you put things together, you get other things. So, if your mind is the wind and your feelings is the water, when you put them together, you can get electricity. Okay? Wind, water, you can now get electricity. Now, when you get electricity, we know things, that are electrifying. We know water conducts electricity. And we know that we all have some form of water in our body. So that is how we pull in our partners. You see how The Rock used to say, the most electrifying man? You know how many fans and supporters he has? Because his electricity attaches to people. Okay? And they get electrified and they start doing what he's doing. Now, a level higher than that is magnetism. We magnetize. That's where the twin flame, soulmate is more of electricity level. Level 2. Twin flame is more level 1 magnet energy. No matter how much even if you decide you don't want to be with your twin flame, you will probably think of, talk about, and still search that person out forever. And it'll just basically be like you tormenting yourself. Because either A, you're gonna feel like, I messed up with my twin flame, like that's the person I should have had. Because once you meet your twin flame, and depending on how you treat them, life goes in a totally different way. But either you'll take them for granted and miss out, or you'll be feeling shame and guilt because you didn't give them the chance. And in all actuality, all that is the energy, the cosmos, source, the Most High, trying to give you more of your twin flames energy. So there's things that I would never in my life, in 33 years, tolerate. Not marry him, son. I'm not doing that. I meet my twin flame, and I let them get away with murder. It's like, well, I'm not really worried about that, just because I didn't have the feeling that I would normally have, where I could dig deep and set boundaries and take a stand. I couldn't do it with my twin flame. With my twin flame, it was like nothing that they could do was wrong, until it started to deteriorate my life. Once my life starts taking, hits, too many of them, all right, it's only but so much cleaning up I'm willing to do. So if I gotta clean my own life up because of my interactions with someone else, then guess what I can't do now? I can't help my twin flame, because now I gotta go back steps to help myself. In which what it's doing is giving me some of that independent and not so codependent energy that my twin flame had. It's putting me to where I can be more independent, they can be more codependent, instead of them being independent and I'm being codependent. And what we're doing is meeting at interdependent. You understand? Now we're interdependent, where it's like, I come to you for this, you come to me for this. If you don't got this, come to me. If you don't have something, come to me. Okay, cool. But it's not just like, I'm coming to you just because I could come to you and I got nothing else to do. Who else I'm going to? You with me, right? I'm coming to you. Like, so now what happens is you and your twin flame either grow together or cease and desist. So cease to exist. So when life is over for whichever one of y'all, the other one, you go back to where you go. You decide by what's going on down here and what karmas you have to deal with, things like that, depending on how long you're gonna be in your esoteric jail or your esoteric waiting room, limbo. Some people wait for their twin flames. Others go back down here to try to hurry up and get a jump on it. Like, if I know I wasn't that loving in my life, my last lifetime, if you can even remember things like that. A lot of people are not in tune that much. They're not that high in vibration, which is why we have spiritual age. Spiritually, some people are a lot older than their physical age, i.e. myself. But what happens now is they try to run down here to get, a head start on their twin flame, which is another reason why you have the cougars and the young guys and the old guys and the young girls and things like that, because it's just part of how it's all in this big pot of gumbo mixing. That's why they say God works in mysterious ways. That's why it's less men than women, and these conditions will change depending on what God needs to get done, depending on what job needs to be tended to, depending on how we as the people of the earth decide we want to conduct our lives. Okay? If we were doing correct, God could sit back, let us all just eat berries and fruits, not worry about his animals dying or none of that. But because we live the way we live, and because we have free will, and because it's a choice, then he has to do a little more work probably than he even wants to. But I'm pretty sure there were times in, the age of humanity that God was able to sit back and say, it's really beautiful out there. And I'm sure there were other times where he was like, what are y'all doing? Y'all are really, really trying my patience right about now. which is how we get things like the 40-day flood and the Black Plague and things like that. And you know, these stories that some feel a fiction, some feel a fact. You are entitled to feel however you feel. I'm just here to bring you the truth. That's it. The truth is that those things exist in a book. And the truth is that those books that they exist in are all over the world. So the truth is we're all pretty much in agreement, whether it's fiction or not, that it's real. So, because one, it was before our time, we wasn't there for it. And two, the only thing that makes something real pretty much is a bunch of people agreeing on it. That's the only thing that makes a bunch of people, makes it real. It can still be fake, but guess what? I can't tell 100,000 people that, you know what y'all believe is not real. Because at that point, to them, I'm fake. You understand? Especially if you can't prove or disprove.